We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Camnet TV
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday at 17:45 hours
on a new program dubbed The Verdict.
Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel.
Another news in detail. Mutanda Bridge in Kalumbila district of Northwestern Province has become a death trap as it appears to be in a deplorable state. The bridge poses a serious danger to both motorists and pedestrians, and Caritas coordinator John Kalusa has appealed to the Road Development Agency to work on the bridge before it claims lives through accidents. We have more in the following report.
This is Mutanda Bridge, part of Solwezi Mutanda Road, located in Kalumbila district of Northwestern Province. The bridge is in a bad condition owing to poor maintenance. The side rails have been destroyed, and it is just a matter of time a vehicle may end up in Mutanda River. It poses a serious danger to both motorists and pedestrians. The Mutanda Bridge is part of an economic road, as on a daily basis trucks transport copper, gold, and other minerals. Caritas Zambia coordinator John Kalusa has appealed to the Road Development Agency (RDA) to work on the bridge before it claims lives through an accident.
The state of Mutanda Bridge is very worrisome. It is of great concern. Something must be done very, very quickly, because if you can see at that bridge, just on the middle of the bridge, there's a depression, or can I call it, it is a hole, which is forming. And if you look at the sides, the rails are all gone. So it is I'm calling upon the road fund agency to really look at the plight of us motorists as well as the people crossing that bridge. There's a lot of traffic. You know, there are two large mines across that bridge from Solwezi if you are connecting, and there are almost 10 other towns that connect Solwezi with that bridge. So it is of economic, social importance.
One only hopes the bridge will be rehabilitated as soon as possible, and however, efforts to get a comment from the Road Development Agency (RDA) proved futile by broadcast time. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
The Zambian Highways and Safety Group is disappointed that it takes too long for damaged roads and highways to be repaired, despite them being busy tolled roads. The group is therefore calling for urgent reforms in the manner these roads and highways are monitored, managed and repaired. The group has noted that despite motorists and advocacy road safety groups reporting that the stretch on the Great North Road between CHISHIMBA and Ndola being badly damaged and ridden with dangerous ridges that make them unsafe for use as a highway and busy road, the Road Development Agency (RDA) and the National Road Fund Agency (NRFA) have not moved on site to remedy the situation. Group admin Muntoniso Abanda observed that several critical roads throughout the country have remained unsafe and prone to accidents without the agencies such as the RDA and the NRFA moving on site to remedy the situation. He has therefore proposed that the managing of toll fees be given to local councils, who will in turn ensure that stretches of the highway passing through their jurisdictions are well maintained and that damages on those roads are fixed on time.
The Zambia Roads and Highway Safety Group is disappointed that it takes ages for damaged roads and highways to be repaired, despite them being busy tolled roads. The group is therefore calling for urgent reforms in the manner that these roads and highways are monitored, managed and repaired. The group has noted that despite motorists and advocacy road safety groups reporting that the stretch on the Great North Road between CHISHIMBA and Ndola are badly damaged and ridden with dangerous ridges that make them unsafe for use as highway and a busy road. The Road Development Agency, RDA, and the National Road Fund Agency, NRFA, have not moved on site to remedy the situation. The group also notes that the every rush hour congestion at 10 miles caused by traffic turning into Chief MWIMBU's road or joining the Great North Road at that junction, no solution seems to be in the offing by the RDA and the National Road Fund Agency.
The Movement for Democratic Change, MDC, has told Camnet News that it will guarantee effective participation of women and youths in the forthcoming general elections. The women's movement has been advocating that political parties adopt more women in the forthcoming August 12 general elections. And MDC Media Director Tawo Kawana says the MDC is an inclusive party, adding that young people and women will equally be given preferential treatment.
Takes it very deliberate that we have a full participation of women. As you can see, one of the vice presidents of the party is actually female. We also have full participation of young people. We just came back from Congress, and you've seen that a number of young people have made it to the National Executive Committee. We also have got space for people with different abilities or disabled if you want. But what the party has done is to ensure that women, young people, and all other groups of people that may be looked at as marginalized are given an opportunity to be part and parcel. You will see also that when we are done selecting our candidates for local government, for parliament, you will see that there will be a lot of young people. And this is so because we have received a lot of applications from young people who have shown interest to work with the MDC and to stand on the MDC ticket because they see that their hope is in the MDC. They see no hope in the Patriotic Front. They see no hope in the current opposition political parties. They find a home, they find solace, they find hope in the MDC, and that is why they have applied to stand on the MDC ticket.
3 village headmen of Hufwa Shamapande areas in MONZE district who did not want to disclose their names and villages for security reasons have called on MONZE Central Member of Parliament Jack MWIMBU not to recontest the seat. They have accused the veteran parliamentarian of allegedly being the reason for the defection of UPND MONZE urban councillor Wumba Pandwe to the PF. They are suggesting that Mr. MWIMBU should help his president Hakainde Hichilema to mobilize for more people to vote in other parts of the country so that he wins the 12 August 2021 elections. We have more in this report.
Ahead of political party adoptions, a number of issues have emerged. The opposition United Party for National Development is equally faced with a challenge of intra-party competition for who will represent the people post the August 12 general elections. It is worth noting that some of the renowned members of parliament who have ably represented citizens come from the UPND. Among them are MONZE Central Member of Parliament Jack MWIMBU, Choma Central Member of Parliament Cornelius Mwetwa, and Mazabuka Central Member of Parliament Garin Kombo. However, they are facing stiff competition from others eyeing their seats, and some people on the ground equally feel they should give way to others. Saturday, it was Cornelius Mwetwa facing opposition, and Sunday, MONZE Central Member of Parliament Jack MWIMBU was a victim as 3 village headmen of Hufwa Shamapande area in MONZE district asked him to step aside.
20 years kunyina chitwabona swe mbuli basi mabu malodi aliwide mabridge kunyina so ibantu bajiswa na aterere kuhwa kamba kakubula izabugere ilikabotu buli menda ali mwaka uno bali kuhwa so tulomba bahijirema kuti abahwe bolira kwesiko twamba kwamba kuti batupe muntu ngotuyanda eja chobanga basalira kumbere kuya tatujiyandiswe bope aba wandiswe muntu ngutwayanda abe ngongwe ngobabweza kucha kwamba tikatuyendere nekabota anto mwamba abo
and the residents also shared their views.
I'm sure they should reconsider that, because if they push with the youth, then they will vote for themselves. If they will just put someone we don't want, there are people that are on the ground that we see are capable of at least bringing development here.
Too much of anything usually is poisonous. Why I'm saying so is because we have seen in these political parties people, MP, who we have been together for 20, 15 years, is the one who is continuously there, and even now he's the one who is there. What happens? They will not go to vote, and at the end of it all, people will say that there was vote up in MONZE, in MWIMBU, or anywhere else, simply because the way the adoption system went on. Let the national be considerate, districts be considerate. Of course, maybe someone may be popular on the ground.
Precious mono ndikaramoze centro oyu jagi mwimbu tatumuyandi amtusalira umbi kuti mutamugwi jagi mwimbu the UPND turasa.
Efforts to get a comment from Mr. Mwimbu proved futile by broadcast time. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
As Zambia joins the global community in marking World Press Freedom Day on the 3rd of May, UPND Party for National Development leader Hakainde Hichilema has pledged to enact the Access to Information Bill into law. Mr. Hichilema notes that the Access to Information Bill has continued to drag due to a lack of political will. The opposition leader says when given chance to govern the country, he would guarantee a free press, which he said is critical to national development. We have details in the following report.
In the year 1993, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 3rd May as the World Press Freedom Day, following a recommendation adopted at the 26th session of UNESCO's General Conference in 1991. It serves as an occasion to inform citizens of the violations of press freedom. It is a reminder that publications, social media are censored, fined, suspended, while journalists, editors, and publishers are harassed, attacked, and even killed worldwide. This year's World Press Freedom Day theme, Information as a Public Good, serves as a call to affirm the importance of cherishing information as a public good and exploring what can be done in the production, distribution, and reception of content to strengthen journalism and advance transparency and empowerment while leaving no one behind. To mark this important day in the media calendar, a number of activities have been put in place. In Lusaka, President Edgar Lungu will grace the occasion, and media practitioners hope for better pronouncements from the head of state in this election year. Meanwhile, this journalist took time to speak to the leader of the largest opposition political party in the country, the United Party for National Development, UPND, Hakainde Hichilema, to understand his views on the media.
We understand that media houses in this country have been closed down before. Prime Television, That Time Post, and others. But this will be a thing of the past. We know that media practitioners have been abused in the past, harassed by political party thugs, cadres. This will be a thing of the past. The UPND government will ensure that no media house is closed, will ensure that journalists, other media practitioners can operate in an environment which is free.
He also took the risk of promising to deliver the Access to Information law, which successive governments have been failing to enact.
Public media will operate freely, independent editorial board, and the content will be based on what they deem relevant for media consumers, for the public, not for a political party, not for UPND, never. So there will be freedoms for them to conduct their business, to conduct their trade. in a professional manner. The Access to Information Bill will be actualized. Long-awaited Access to Information Bill will be actualized. And we want to foster, we will foster, self-regulation of the media.
He says a free press is something that can be guaranteed in the country.
Never interfere in the operation of media houses and indeed media practitioners. Good days are ahead. So we want to wish you once more a happy World Press Freedom Day.
Well, these are just aspirations. Meeting them would mean honesty, while failing would be considered blackmail or deception when the time to account comes. Patrick Soko, Camnet News. In the year 1993, the United Nations General Assembly
And Zambian Institute of Governance and Civil Liberties Advocacy Platform, ZIGCLAB, has condemned the political violence that occurred at the Patriotic Front Secretariat on Saturday, which left 2 journalists and a police officer injured. Platform Chief Executive Officer Francis Chipili notes that Zambia's reputation as a beacon of peace should be maintained at all costs by avoiding all unnecessary confrontations. Mr. Chipili says what happened at the Patriotic Front Secretariat is not a picture of the Zambia people want. He has further stated that politics should not be about physical fights, but ideas that challenge people to do better as politicians.
ZIGCLAB strongly condemns political violence. The Zambian Institute of Governance and Civil Liberties Advocacy Platform, ZIGCLAB, condemns in the strongest possible terms the political violence that occurred at the Patriotic Front Secretariat on Saturday, 1st of May 2021. Zambia has a reputation of being a beacon of peace. As a people, we have a duty to jealously guard the peace we have enjoyed. We must never allow any forms of anarchy to be cultivated on the soils of Zambia. It's unfortunate that journalists who were only undertaking their professional duties were caught up in the fracas. That's not the Zambia we want. We must strive to position our country in the manner that will allow every citizen to prosper. There is no country in the world that has succeeded as a result of citizens' violence against one another. The political environment must never be a battlefield. Politics must only be the competition of intellectual ideologies and ideas. ZIGCLAB, therefore, calls upon the leadership of all political parties to take charge and tame the perpetrators of political violence.
In a related development, governance activist Isaac MONZE has cautioned political parties to tame their cadres as the violence will make them lose elections. Speaking when he featured on the Camnet TV program dubbed The Verdict, Mr. MONZE warned that ordinary citizens, who are the majority voters, are not happy with the violent behavior of political party cadres. He has since advised political parties to curtail the lawlessness being exhibited by party cadres.
You break the people's somebody's windscreen and you expect them to vote for you. Those bus drivers who are being abused every day, instead of them making money, you begin to abuse them. The marketeers. And then the next moment you have a rally, you want to go and kneel before them and say, no, me am your humble leader, therefore I go vote. No. It will not win you votes when you come to my home and break the windows where my children sleep. It will not earn you votes, because even my children, they will remember that you are the ones who broke my windows. They will not come and vote for you. That is the message that these politicians ought to know. And we are saying it with sincerity. The PF must understand this message very clear. The UPND must understand this message very clear. That impunity we see, where even you are a leader, you are seated in the car, you're watching your people misbehave on the roads, it should come to an end. It will not earn anyone a vote.
You're watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more news.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, downlights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Every day for me means hard work, going to sell my goods at the local market. To get more customers, I have my secret. Oracle Pure Glycerin. It's soft, smooth, and keeps my skin perfect. And my customers know it. Thank you, Oracle, for my perfect skin.
When you get Showmax, you get instant access to full seasons of award-winning series and blockbuster movies.
It's amazing.
You get shows you won't find anywhere else, like Showmax Originals.
Thank you so much.
You get awesome kids shows.
Freaking awesome.
Amazing documentaries.
You literally cannot make this up.
And now, you also get live world-class sport from Supersport.
Everything's under control.
All ready and waiting for you to watch online on your smartphone, tablet, desktop, or smart TV, wherever and whenever you like.
Whoa.
So what are you waiting for? Go to showmax.com to sign up. From football seasons to binge-worthy seasons, you'll get it all on Showmax. One platform, endless entertainment.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. GEARS Initiative Executive Director McDonald Chipenzi has charged that the decision by the Patriotic Front to present President Edgar Lungu as the presidential candidate for the August 12 general elections is daring the Constitution and the people of Zambia. Mr. Chipenzi says the ruling party must be reminded, and so is President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, that taking this route is going against the Constitution, Articles 106, Cap 3 of the Republican Constitution, which guides that a person who has twice held office as president is not eligible for election as president. Article 111, Cap 3 further guides a person who has twice held the office of vice president shall not be selected as a running mate. And in this regard, Mr. Chipenzi notes that both President Lungu and Vice President Inonge Wina are disqualified from participating in the August 12, 2021 general election.
Under the provisions of Article 106, Sub-Article 3 of our Constitution, as it guides that anyone who has served the office of presidency for twice, who has served the office of presidency twice, is not eligible for elections as president. It also goes with the vice president. Anyone who has served the office of vice president twice cannot be put as a running mate for the third time. So it's very clear that President Lungu and Vice President Vo Inonge-Wina do not qualify to participate as candidates in this coming election. They are law forbidden from participating as candidates.
Water Development, Sanitation and Environmental Protection Minister Raphael Nakachinda has called on the church to pray and denounce people funding undemocratic voices and behaviors aimed at undermining peace and security by the security in the country has enjoyed over the years. Mr. Nakachinda says it is unfortunate that some people with selfish agendas have been hoping for chaos in the country ahead of the 2021 elections. He noted that the same unpatriotic persons hoped for the West in 2016 after the elections, but to their disappointment, God never allowed chaos in the country. He has since called on the church to pray for peace to prevail in the country ahead of the elections. The minister was speaking during the launch of the No Limits of Boundaries book authored by Bible Gospel Church in Africa, Bigoka Overseer Archbishop Peter Ndlovu on Sunday.
There is a central committee meeting of the Patriotic Front, and I think one of the critical business they are undertaking is that of scrutinizing the application of those that want to be members of Parliament. And I can only request that as believers, as a church, pray for those processes, because it is out of that process that leadership will emerge. So if you just ignore and say politics wakumana wasankana, after wasankana or tasankana, it is abwela, and we'll be in office, and we don't want you to start praying for us because somehow you come to realize that the choice was not the best. But I think if we can invest prayer, such processes, God will use them to raise a leadership that will advance the interest of the nation. It will not do for me to leave this sacred desk without talking about issues of development. Zambia has, by God's grace, navigated through difficult situations. And I think the hand of God has been evident on this nation. I'm privileged to be Minister for Water Development, and I must report, Archbishop, that I think His Excellency the President demonstrated visionary leadership by establishing this ministry.
Petauke District Commissioner Velena Sibanda says the facilitation of an enabling environment to businesses to operate has seen chain stores open up branches in underserviced areas. Ms. Banda noted that this has also created employment for the local people. She was speaking at the launch of a Choppies branch in Petauke District. We have more in this report.
The long-awaited Choppies store has finally been officially launched in Petauke District of Eastern Province, following the completion of the construction of the building some 3 years ago. The Petauke Choppies store is the 26th store to be opened in Zambia, and the coming of this store will boost business for the people of Petauke and its surrounding areas, as well as create employment for the locals. Petauke District Commissioner Velena Sibanda graced the opening of the Choppies store.
To you, Choppies management, good investors, I would like to ensure you that this is a viable investment and profitability is guaranteed because Petauke serves a central destination for nearby towns, makes Petauke District a prosperous hub of commercial activity and the local people have a long time been waiting for such an outlet. I can rest assure you that the opening of this shopping superstore, which will provide the latest in Covenant, modern shopping facilities, will not only serve the great community of Petauke, but also attract customers from aforementioned towns and neighboring regions.
The opening of Choppy's superstores, which provides the latest in convenience, modern shopping facilities, will not only serve the great community of Petauke and attract customers, but far neighboring towns and regions to shop in Petauke. This commitment by Choppy's in capacity building in Petauke stems in the belief of empowering the local community with a dedicated approach to work with local farmers and suppliers to ensure that investment is of a mutual shared value.
Value addition meaning that whatever we grow around Petauke and the surrounding chiefdoms will come to Choppy's. Choppy's, we don't want you to be importing onions, tomatoes, and things that are available here in Petauke.
This development has changed the traditional leadership in the area.
Thank you so much that you have opened up this outlet, and rest assured that we are going to give you all the support that you very much need.
With the opening of Choppy's store in Petauke, it is hoped that the business will assist in boosting the economy from the revenue that will be realized. Hilda Msonda in Petauke district.
The Zambia National Farmers Union has cautioned livestock farmers in MWIMBU district to be on a lookout for suspected foot and mouth disease. ZNFU Public Relations Manager Calvin Kalei says foot and mouth disease has already been reported in MWIMBU. Mr. Kalei has revealed that the MWIMBU District Farmers Association has reported that a farmer of Gangate Farms noticed the strange disease on some animals and reported to the veterinary department in MWIMBU, of which samples were taken from 50 animals, and 41 out of those 50 were found to have foot and mouth disease. The Farmers Association says it is now waiting for the veterinary office in MWIMBU to take further action. First Quantum Minerals says the impact of COVID-19 that it has brought on businesses is worrisome and cannot be overlooked, but that the attitude of its labor force towards work has kept the mine running. First Quantum Minerals Kalumbila Mine General Manager Sean Egner says the mine will continue to provide a decent work environment for its workers. He said this during the commemoration of World Labor Day on Saturday. And Kalumbila District Labor Officer Milton Kambweji says a productive nation can only be attained by focusing on creating or building a sustainable labor market.
The COVID-19 has had on our families and communities. There are direct effects on the economy. We have lost family and friends. We have modified our lifestyles. Businesses have been disrupted and employment opportunities threatened. Sentinel has been resilient and steadfast during this period, and we look to a day when today's theme will be actualized as a nation. Whereas Sentinel Mine will continue to promote decent work and seek full expansion of our Trident project in the near future to include the Enterprise Nickel Mine, we look to your continued energy, focus, and productivity.
The theme is considered ideal for this year's Labor Day celebration in that the social and economic environment has not been conducive for the prosperity of workers, both in the formal and informal sectors. On 18th December 2020, His Excellency, the President, Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu, launched the country's economic recovery program 2020 to 2023 that brings together a set of necessary multi-sector policies and interventions aimed at restoring and building a better economy in order to deliver on our national priorities.
You're watching Camnet News. We take another break. We'll be back with international and sports news.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Savenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Savenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Find all the answers on GoTV this weekend. Join the search for Pablo Escobar's millions using the latest technology. Learn new songs while making new friends with Berry and Dolly. And who better to solve all your problems than Judge Judy? GoTV. Love it.
2021 has been described as a highly politically charged year. This is because every 5 years the country goes to the polls, and that 5 years elapses with only a few months remaining down to the ballot. The battlefield to appear on the ballot is becoming fertile. A lot of people are expressing interest of appearing on the ballot.
In all this, our interest is to put the duty bearers, the leaders, and those aspiring to task by asking the relevant questions.
If you're an aspiring candidate, be it councillor, mayor, or member of parliament, get in touch with us to get yourself on the verdict.
We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Camnet TV
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 17:45 hours
on a new program dubbed The Verdict.
Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel.
Welcome back. In international news, Somalia's President Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed FARMAJO on Saturday reopened talks to hold elections as soon as possible, a move welcomed by the opposition and raising the specter of further deadly violence. In a short speech to MPs broadcast live on television, the president called for a negotiated solution to the ongoing political crisis, abandoning the 2-year extension of his presidential term adopted on the 12th of April. He also designated his prime minister as responsible for the organization of the elections, thus acceding to one of the main demands of the opposition to break the deadlock. Somalia, a country weakened by decades of civil war and insurgency by radical Islamists affiliated with Al-Qaeda, is currently experiencing one of its worst political crises in recent years. The extension of the presidential term on 12 April triggered the fury of the opposition to the point of degenerating into armed clashes last Sunday in Mogadishu between government forces and pro-opposition, leaving 3 dead. Africa News has a roundup of international news.
Somalia's President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, in a televised speech on Saturday, broadcast to parliament members, reopened talks to hold elections as soon as possible, calling for a negotiated solution to the ongoing political crisis as he abandoned the 2-year extension of his presidential term, adopted on April 12th. I want to make clear that Prime Minister Ruble Mohamed Hussein will lead in preparing and implementing the election and the security of the election. And also the Prime Minister will be responsible for executing the security plan in accordance with the country's constitution. This speech was then adopted unanimously by the 140 parliamentarians present, with the designated Prime Minister expressing his determination to hold free, fair and inclusive elections. I want to congratulate all Somali people, especially those who recognized the extension has a security threat for our country, as well as the interests of the people and the nation. I thank the Prime Minister, leaders of Galmudug and Hirshabelle states, who opposed a 2-year extension and forced the dictator to withdraw. The move could calm ongoing political tensions in Somalia, as FARMAJO's presidential term extension triggered violent protests and fury among opposition candidates, who in a statement Friday night called for him to step down.
That's a very worrying development because it's reminiscent of the lead up to Somalia's clan conflict, civil conflict 30 years ago, in a push to get rid of a dictator that then descended into clan conflict as well. And a lot of those wounds really haven't healed from that time. And so if you get to a point where conflict breaks out again, a lot of that could be reinserted back into the process.
Somalia is currently experiencing one of its worst political crises in recent years. Tensions have risen since the president's term expired on February 8th, culminating in deadly clashes between armed rivals in the capital, Mogadishu. In Saturday's speech, FARMAJO returned to an agreement reached with member states on September 17th to hold indirect elections, whereby special delegates chosen by Somalia's clan elders elect parliamentarians who in turn choose the president, as requested by his opponents in several partner countries. Recent flooding from the rising waters of Lake Tanganyika at the port of Bujumbura in Burundi has affected 8,000 families, with around 2,000 people displaced in lakeside communities, as per a UN April 25th report. The lake's levels have been slowly rising since February and stood at 776.45 meters above sea level as of April 19th. These waters have flooded our homes since January, but they started little by little in November and December. These waters have destroyed everything we had in the house. Children have to use boats to go to school. Their notebooks have spoiled because they got wet from the first days of flooding. Their uniforms too. We would like the government or aid organizations to help us. Heavy rainfall since the start of April has worsened the situation, with further rainfall predicted until mid-May. In addition, strong winds and landslides have also affected hundreds of people in other parts of the country, the majority of whom are now displaced. Demonstrators, mainly made up of youth, took to the streets in the cities of Sarh and Kumra in southern Chad on Saturday morning. The activists marched in peaceful protest against the newly emerged Transitional Military Council, a regime strongly supported by former colonizer France, who has been strongly warned by the country's opposition political parties to not meddle in Chadian affairs. Several witnesses say security forces fired tear gas, and passing military vehicles even fired live ammunition into the crowds, injuring at least 4 people. To thwart demonstrations, the police also made arrests, although it is not yet clear how many people have been detained. Although new President Mohamed Deby recently called for inclusive national dialogue, the political atmosphere in Chad continues to be tense.
It's now time for sports news. In sports news, Green Buffaloes has beaten NAPSA Stars by 2-1 in the MTN FAS Super Division. Friday, Samu scored the goal for the Army side in the 21st minute, while Nicholas Molilo netted the second one in the 75th minute. Meanwhile, Jimmy Mukeya scored for the Pensioners in the 45th minute. That sporting item brings us to the end of our news, but before we go, we'll take a look at the headlines once again. Various stakeholders condemn violent acts in PF. Headmen ask the UPND leadership not to re-adopt MONZE Central MP Jack MWIMBU. In international news, elections to hold as Somalia's president FARMAJO drops term extension. And in sports news, Green Buffaloes beat NAPSA Stars by 2-0. Our Camnet verse for the day is coming from 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15, and it reads, "Praise the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to his great mercy, he has given us a new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.